Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Before we left last week, it was on Remo Stars. They needed that win. Tornadoes. Tornadoes held on. No? Tornadoes held on. They held on, we were all there, all watching. And before you knew it, was Adedayo. Wow. Congratulations, Remo Stars. Congratulations, Remo Stars. The accolades, the everything. I saw, a tweet by Remo on Ogumodede, their manager, and it's been there for 11 years. First 4 years where he was, another one went to Portugal. They brought him back. They stuck with how do I say it? They identified the talent in him, they groomed him, and they gave him the opportunity, and they retained him, and they had a trust in them, and he repaid that trust. And for a very long time. Yes, back to that. There was a time initially from 1972, that is the modern era, when Mighty Jets did win the league. Mighty Jets have this record that they have. The record that Benfica also had later on. Benfica was the team that stopped the Madrid streak before at Inter Milan, in the UEFA Champions League. That's Champions Cup then, starting from 1956, you understand? So basically, Mighty Jets they are the first to win the league in the modern era in 1972, followed by Brilliant Insurance, the Rangers, and Shooting Stars. And at that point in time, it was all clubs owned by by state governments. Then New Nigerian Bank, they came in there and said, okay, let us do it, and this is the private sector. And then New National, I think they won about four in a row and stuff. So there was an era where the privately owned clubs were winning it. Then the government clause now came in. And then at a point, it was like, we have two privately run clubs in the league. We say hallelujah. It was that much. A lot of courts have been coming in government, pull your hands off professional sports, professional football and stuff like that. We do not believe that you can mandate anything. We don't believe that you can enforce something like that. It's something that had to be carefully worked out. But Remo Stars came in, and there was a club, I think, if I can remember, the 2006 league winners. The 2006 league winners, Ocean Boys of Brass. Ocean Boys of Brass. Because they were formed in 2002. And under 4 years, they won the league in 2006. But then the league happened to them anyway. I don't like this happening, something happening to somebody, but it happened to them because that club lived for just 11 years. After that 11 years, they won the league, they won the FA Cup, they represented Nigeria, and after that, they went into extinction. But Remo Stars says we have a foundation. They started, like the last week we talked about, the clubs in Nigeria. We are talking about the Rangers of this world. We are talking about the Bendel Insurances of this world. We're talking about, even the Enyimba's of this world. What do they have a stadium to themselves? Do they have, official? Say this is where we want to go. Official secretariat. Do they have, gyms? A lot of things. But Remo Stars have all these encompassing elements. So they put the facilities. They have the facilitators. Now they're looking for the product. They are grooming the product. They have a female team. We'll talk Remo and all the congratulatory messages. I heard that one of our internationals just let me talk to them on phone. They gave him, he was talking to them. Congratulations. The boys there. Oh yeah, you guys take 5 million. Man, you guys take. He dropped 10 million in the answer. When you win, they recognize you. You don't even know that I do that. So we'll look at that. We also look at the President's Cup, where we want to get a call from Abakaliki. We need a call because as you are making that call, you are delivering the bags of rice. That is the original Nigerian rice, Abakaliki rice. So we must chop that rice. They knocked out Enyimba, they knocked out Kasida, now they knocked out Nasarawa. Those guys are naughty too. I want to see Abakaliki FC in the finals of the Premier League. I didn't even win it. Rangers are still there anyway. But I want to see Abakaliki go all the way. That is the excitement. That is just the thing. It used to be, in fact, the Challenge Cup, there used to be more prestigious than the league. True. But my guys are in the house. So we'll talk Champions League. Firecrackers all the way. I tell you this. Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing. It was hot. So we'll talk Champions League. We'll talk tennis because the Mutual Madrid Open is there. Arena Sabalenka. We've told our stories over and over again. And then a young man who is also going to win his second ATP 1000 is also there in Jack Draper, the Breton. And then there is somebody also, Casper Ruud. So basically today, it will matter, it will be between both of them. We'll find out who is going to do that. Casper Ruud has won more titles than Jack Draper, of course, older, than him. So yesterday, Coco Golf. After overcoming the Iga Swiatek phobia, she couldn't stand, Arena Sabalenka. We'll talk a little bit of tennis. We'll talk Formula One. Jimmy, I drew up the lineup, and Jimmy says it is not complete. There is no Formula One. Because Verstappen. I have to apologize. How do we forget the Miami Open? It has to be there. So we'll talk that one too. Basically, we're talking football. We have a young Nigerian who is doing well in swimming. I tell you, doing very well in swimming. I hope that we can also take about that. Then when we leave England and Europe, we go to the Bundesliga. Just for one man, Harry Kane. He didn't play the game. They thought they were good. Somebody said Harry Kane calls from out there. We have the Better Gottman calls, but it didn't happen. They got that draw. Right now, they are, on goal. I think on goal difference, if they lose all the next 3 matches, maybe Tim will talk about that. I'll see what is going to happen. But I tell you this. Whether, the way my friends say it, Harry Kane will break that trophy drought. But let's start with that. Okpe is here. But before I stay with you, let's start with Catalan. You didn't see that coming from Inter. I know how to get it. You didn't see that coming from Inter.
Good afternoon, it's good to be back. No, I didn't see it coming.
It didn't come in?
I didn't see it coming. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The next thing was a scissors kick. I'm like, what is going on? Well, just shows you how much work Hansi Flick has put into this Barca side this season. Lamine Yamal stepping up. A 17-year-old.
Generational talent.
His father is 33, Ken. His father is 33.
I'm 33. How old is Ronaldo?
38. Lamine's father is 33, 17, and he stepped up, put the team on his shoulder, and we saw how he took it to them. Inter still went on to take a lead in that game, making it 3-2, but Rafinha, trying to pull one back. What I know for a fact is, to be a firecracker in Italy, and Inter Milan have not lost a home game in the Champions League, I think in the last 3 years, Ken. So Barca have their work cut out for them. They have their work cut out for
them. We'll come to that, we'll look at it, but Okpe is in the house. I don't know if you followed. I didn't put it in the intro. The Efe Ajagba and the Martin Bakole fight. Did you follow it?
Yeah, I think that is one of. Thanks, Ken, for having me, and good afternoon to our viewers. That is one of the beauty of basketball. There cannot be a draw. Now you have, in boxing, it's so funny. You have unanimous decision, you have split decision.
You have majority draw. Yes, majority draw.
Now, majority draw, it means that one of the judges has given you the fight.
Yes.
But you have 3 judges. So
yes.
2 of them are saying, no, this is a draw.
Yes.
So in that, now it's more like the tyranny of the majority.
Yes.
Because in Efe's case, he got
somebody
96-94.
Yes.
Then the other 2 judges 95-95.
Yes.
So now the 2 negative prevail over the positive. So tyranny of the majority for him, but a good one that at least he showed himself.
Because today again, I don't know. Last week I talked about Joe Senwa, and then he did point it out again today.
I almost punched you.
Yes, Joe did point it out. He said we were robbed. And a lot of people are saying that if Ajagba was robbed, because if 2 people say it's draw, and one person say why can't the win break the tie?
Yes, it's a tiebreaker.
Yeah. Why shouldn't it be the tiebreaker? But they say okay, they have majority draw. It's not. I've been following boxing a very long time, but it's of recent I started hearing of majority draw. I can tell you a lot about boxing, knockout, everything, count out. But technical knockout, but majority draw.
The tyranny of the majority.
I think it's the tyranny of the majority. But let us start from the very beginning. I said Remo Stars. But before we do that, can we just take, because I love this. The president congratulated Remo Stars. From Aso Rock, say kudos, guy. When the winners win the football start getting that thing from the presidency, I know that the interest in sports is moving on, and we use the opportunity. It's not as if who was that boy that was asking for more? Oliver Twist, Abi? So you see, I've just asked them now. But here's the president, congratulating Remo Stars.
Yeah, President Tinubu congratulates Remo Stars on historic league victory. Described the historic victory 4 years after the team's promotion to the Elite League as a testament to the hard work, discipline, and unyielding spirit of the players, the coaching crew, and the management. The president admires the team's resilience and perseverance, noting their courage in pursuing success despite 3 previous near misses, like Arsenal, in the race for the league title.
Did the president add Arsenal there?
He hopes their example will inspire other Nigerian clubs to pursue their dreams continuously with tenacity and optimism. He also commends the vision and commitment of the club's owner and chairman, Mr. Kunle Shoname. His investment in grassroots football, exemplified by the construction of the state-of-the-art stadium in Ikenne, has provided a vital foundation for the growth of sport in Nigeria. As Nigeria's champions, Remo Stars have become Nigerian representatives in the CAF Champions League. President Tinubu urges the team to deploy the same undoubting spirit and focus to win continental honors. He calls on football fans across Nigeria to rally behind the team as they carry the nation's hope onto the African stage.
Okay. That is from the president. Congratulations. Remo, congratulations. They said, carry this spirit, this same resilience, this same tenacity, this same focus, and this same belief in your ability. Carry it to Europe. Is it Europe? No, to the continent. African continent. Don't mind me. Take it to the African continent. Because since Enyimba won that thing, we have just been checking and see we are already been.
I think the closest we've gotten since Enyimba won it was having UEFA Champions League parade. That is the closest we've had to any continental trophy.
But you are not nice.
Oh
Ken, that is the truth.
He woke up this morning and chose Barrel.
You are not nice at all.
But Ken, that is the closest that we.
You can't tell us that we'll be window shopping and whatever it is. We'll be window. I mean,
parading UEFA Champions League. Yeah,
so you tell them that they have even brought the.
But Ken, I think it's good that the president is showing commitment to this
recognition.
Yes, because you recall you always talk about the famous 1977 semi-final where the chief of staff Supreme Headquarters General
Musa Yar'Adua
had to intervene, and they had to take the venue to Kaduna because it was almost eating up the polity in the country. Then you talked about the Challenge Cup 86 finals where the tension was so high between Leventis and Abiola that the then Oni of Ife, Obakwante Shigwade, had to douse the tension and say, look, whoever scored the first goal gets, I think, 100 naira. Unfortunately, we had an ongoing that match. So we've been, again, taking it back to the presidential retreat after our fiasco in London by President.
After the 2012 fiasco.
President Goodluck Jonathan, President General Buhari hosting the under 17 players. So we've had this executive commitment, but I think we can always get more as Oliver Twist.
You know, Obey just said something now. He mentioned 1977. I just hope that Theo is not looking, out of sort here, because sometimes when we talk about things that happened before they came to this earth, basically there is a way they react. But there is something Theo knows, which Theo can relate. Did you see that Rafinha goal?
Yeah, I did.
The equalizer made it the 3-3.
Yes.
The ball hit the bar and came on.
Goalkeeper,
In 1977 in Kaduna, when the match is ended, Rangers and Shooting Stars, first leg in Lagos, second leg in Kaduna, when the penalty kicks were being taken, Shegu Debami they are watching. Shegu's penalty, Shegu took it. Yeah. And then Okala went for the ball. Means the ball hit the post and hit Okala and entered and got in. That was in 1977. And then Don't worry. You will see. I will tell you more. Those things do happen. So, like we also say, we also had that Victor Osimhen did gift the team, the Remo Stars players and management. That is the coaching, not the owner, the coaches. Because sometimes when money comes, when they share it, they say this is our own. So 5 million to the players, and when we had 5 million to the coaching staff of Remo Stars. That is beautiful in recognizing it, and so I know they will still get more accolades. They deserve it, and then preparing the team to go up there. All right. I don't know if it is possible. They will take the list of past. We don't give you snippets of the past NPFL, winners. Of course, it has not always been, NPFL. It has been the league. A lot of names. Of every nation starts. But then when okay, but
this is for Ijabo.
Yes.
Ogumodede.
Okay.
In 2015.
Yes.
6 years as an assistant coach and director of youth football. 1 year European football experience. 4 years as head coach. NPFL 2024-25.
11 years.
11 years with the club.
6 years they retained him as what? As assistant coach. For 6 years he was learning the ropes. 1 year they said, okay, you have learned it. They took him to Europe, to Farense in Portugal. Go over there to go and understudy. Then they brought him back and gave him the leader. There is no greater confidence.
And he hasn't finished below third place.
He hasn't. The confidence that the management have in him.
Some would have said just like Mikel Arteta finishing second, but he has actually gone up and taken the one step further by winning the league.
All right.
So Remo Stars.
That is the NPFL itself acknowledging that these are our champions of 2025. So there is no doubt about this.
No. And the consistency they displayed this season, Ken, because I think 5 away wins, 3 away draws, and they were unbeaten at home. I think this season, Ken. Unbeaten at home. Meanwhile, if you check, look at that flip side. Rangers International have lost 6 times at home this season. Let me see. Probably they will use the FA Cup to renew the President's Federation Cup. I mean, that's what we call it. To renew their season, because to lose, there is no way you lose 6 games at home. You understand? In a season, that means you are talking about out of 19. Out of 19, you have lost 6, and then you still drew others, and then so the home run of at the Cathedral this season has not. I was seeing you on social media. You were following this game keenly that day.
Yes.
You were just on your
I was following it. Okay. Let's also look at the President's Federation Cup. Like we said, it used to be the Governor's Cup, the Challenge Cup, a lot of cup. It has come they've got a lot of accolades, but right now it is this. Okay, all right. Before we go back, let us take it. This is ready. I want us to look at this. You understand?
Yeah.
Check 1972 Mighty Jets, Better Insurance, right?
Yeah, 73.
Rangers, Shooting Stars. Go on, let's go from 72 to 77. I want to see, you've seen all this club, Raka Rovers, Better Insurance, Rangers, up to 83. Now, let's go to 84. Rangers, then stop at 85. What do you see? New Nigerian Bank. That is the first privately owned, that is owned by a bank to win it. Now, from 85, you're going to see a trend. When New Nigerian Bank won 85, what followed was in 86. Leventis United. Yeah. Now, Iwanyan went, I think 3 or 4 in a row. 4 in a row. They won in,
87,
88,
89,
right? Julius Baja in 91. Socialist also in 92. National in 93. And BCC Lions in 94. And Shooting Stars in 95.
For 8 years.
For going all those run, Udoji United, so for all those rest, they win. The Udoji United now came. Now, we started an era again of what? Privately owned clubs, and they were like Udoji United, private, Shooting Stars, Lobby Stars, who have now gone on relegation. You understand? Won the league in 1999. Now, we have Julius Berger, we have Enyimba. All right, let's come in that. Now, we have, we have gone back to areas until you get to 2005, where we have Ocean Boys.
6.
Ocean Boys was actually formed by the local government chairman. In Brass local government, and that they won the league in 2006. Then after 2006, let's go.
Ehimba in 2007.
So you have Ehimba, Kano Pillars, Bayelsa United, Ehimba, Dolphin, Kano Pillars. All we are seeing are what? Government-owned clubs. Take it down, Kano Ehimba, Rangers, Plateau, Okay, 2018. That was when we have half this, half that, and stuff like that. Then Enyimba again in 2019, and then we move on. All right. Now you are seeing Akwa United, Rivers United, Enyimba, Rangers, and then here come. That is since Ocean Boys won it in 2006. Like I said, that Ocean Boys were formed in 2002. 4 years after it was Club of Fun, they won the league, and then 2 years later they won the FA Cup. I represented Nigeria, outside. So you can see the feat from that. 19 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
19 years was the last time a privately owned club won the league.
Before Lami Yama was born.
Before Lama was he's 17.
17, yeah.
So this is what we say we are going to show to. So you can look at how significant this win is by Remo Stars. It is not a mean feat. At a point, the privately owned clubs were complaining that the advantage that the government-owned clubs have, the leverage they have over a lot of things that we cannot say on air, you understand, mitigate against their own success. But here they are, they overcome all that. The man has put his money where his mouth is, put his resources where he put his confidence where his mouth is, and this is the result. Remo Stars, 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier League champions. The NPFL champions. So that is it. All right. So let's go to the President's Cup. Because something huge is happening. Something huge, very, very huge is happening. Abakaliki FC. We are going to open the lines because of Abakaliki. Abakaliki FC. Okay, Tio, can you take that?
Yes, 1-1 draw, National United. Qualified 5-4 penalties. Wiki Torres losing to Ikorodu City, Akwa United, playing a 2-2 draw against Kwara United. Kwara United winning on penalties 5-3. I'm very, very sure Ulafe will be jumping right about now. Of course, Rangers, looking for how they can salvage the season. Defeated Plateau United by a goal to nil.
All right, so we have Abakaliki. We have Ikorodu City,
yes.
We have Kwara United, and we have Rangers International of Enugu, the boys from the Cathedral. So, is it going to be Abakaliki versus Rangers in the final? Or is it going to be Ikorodu versus Kwara United in the final? I remember, was it 75 final? It was, is it 76?
Rangers got
Rangers versus Ayusalam Rocks of Ilorin. Ayusalam Rocks of Ilorin. You understand? I think I remember that. I remember because it was the semi-final was Ayusalam versus Sharks of Port Harcourt. The teams of Martin Owolo, and then the other guys, and then they now played Rangers in the final. And I think Rangers won by 2-0. That year. So Kwara United, are you now after Ayusalam Rocks have gone? I think the owner, there was a proprietor. Ayusalam. It was a privately owned team, and there are a lot of talented Ghanaian players that were in that team.
Because of this relationship between Ofa and Ghana.
Okay.
You have so many Ofa indigenous in Ghana, so it was easier.
It was easier.
The golden boy of Ghanaian football players was in Nigeria.
1978 AFCON best player.
Nigeria, so.
That is,
I think it's time we pep up. Now the league is gaining some traction. So what about the President's Club?
President, yes.
It was, I think, was it 72 final when Ayinla Omowura, Mighty Jet.
Yeah, Mighty Jet, yes.
He works an album. That was why I got him to know about that 72 final. And I think for 2 Challenge Cup finals, I know how deeply popular Ayinla Omowura was in this part of the country. And the finals were always being played in Lagos. So I think, of course,
the way they play to Wembley, everybody go to Wembley. Is the way when you see that singing Wembley, Wembley, you understand? The same was in National Stadium, but that pitch you can't look at it. The grass you cannot see it. When you go there, I don't want to talk about something. We let the camera speak for itself. I don't know what they are doing. The last sports before the last sports board, they said two prominent Nigerians came in to put in their resources, to fix both Abuja and Lagos stuff. Yeah. Their border stadium was built under Obasanjo administration. I don't know how many years ago, but right now we have only Nigeria has our economy. It's mono economy. At a point we're having a mono outlet in Okabare. Now we're having a mono stadium. Only one stadium. Only one stadium in the whole of Nigeria is good enough to host. Morocco is hosting about 11 to 13 African countries with different stadia in their whatever it is. So when they give the hosting right to Morocco, somebody said Nigeria wants to host something. Mona, don't let us talk. I beg.
We have done it before.
Mona, don't let us.
We have done it before.
We have done it before. After all the stuff they use in Nigeria 99 and whatever it is, they do not host the All Africa Games. It's not the
But Ken, we wanted to host the Commonwealth Games 2013 or so.
Yes.
So for us to even make that bid, we made a pitch for that bid.
As at 2013 and now.
Yes. That's obvious.
Yes, but Ken, again, we also have to be realistic and
about what?
Maintenance is not cheap.
It's
not cheap.
Maintenance is not cheap when you live, when it's like you are driving on the road.
Yes.
And then you have a crack on the road. When you have a crack on, nobody just have road monitors, the road gang, they call it the road gangs. When you have a road gang who go around, they will tell you at kilometer 17 on Suzu Lagos Baran Expressway, there is a crack. All it is it's called a bitumen 670. You go there and seal it. But when you leave the crack turned to a pothole. The pothole turned to a crater. For goodness sakes, what are you talking about here?
Okay.
How much will it take for you to seal it? You didn't seal it. It turned to a pothole, you did not fill it. And now the thing that happened, there is a massive failure on the road. So what do you expect?
Yeah, Ken, while I agree with you without conceding, do you understand?
You agree without conceding?
Yes. Now,
please, can we open the lines? Who is going to see? We're talking about we want to open the lines for Remo Stars Champions League. We still talk, but I don't want to open it. So let's we can just you guys are join. Do we go on break or we'll come back and do all that? But okay, we can. That's the number that you can join us. I mean, we want to hear you. Can Arsenal triumph in Paris? All right. We should go on a break. I will take the lock. All right. Okay. All right. I think we better just go on a short break. Okay. That's the number. When we come back, we shall take other stories. But we are opening the lines and let us know. Congratulate Remo Stars and let us know, what to think of other sporting activities that are going on today. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. Channel Sport on Sunday. We're breezing the second half of the show. We spent a lot of time talking about Remo Stars, which is our own, but then this is about sports trends all over the world. Jimmy is in the house, Formula V. He told me, look, Ken, what are you doing here? You are drawing a lineup without Miami. Something is happening there. Okay. Jimmy is in the house, and Verstappen is on pole. Is he going to win the race?
But we'll go to Ifeanyi Jagba first. We'll come back to Verstappen. Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon, Ken.
All right, that is, we call him, Jimmy Kato. Jimmy Ogunlano, so you know him. The guy, he just cut. I don't want to talk. He's okay. He supports stationary stores.
Yeah, you don't want to mention Arsenal.
No, I don't.
For starting
the lines are open. Well, like we said, let's talk about Ifeanyi Jagba.
So, great decision in a way, but also you could say it was controversial. But the only thing I take from that is that Ifeanyi Jagba, has improved his game. He completely showed that he could stand for 10 rounds and get the job done, because Martin Bakoli is not just any challenger. He had fought the likes of, defeated Jared Anderson, fought Parker, defeated Carlos Takam. So if you are looking at, the quality of the boxers they faced, you say...
Jimmy, I'm surprised you're not missing Tyson Fury.
No, there's no need, because none of them had actually fought Tyson Fury. But what I'm saying basically is, for the quality of the boxers they both faced, Martin Bakoli is seemingly more experienced. But you look at it critically, he was leaning on the ropes, maybe a weakness, but he stood his ground. He was able to, maybe could have done some things better. But his overall, in-fight game strategy proved to be very, very effective. Because Martin Bakoli
he controlled the fight.
He controlled the fight. But it's a good decision. Great for Africa. And you could also see the humility, the respect, the mutual respect between the two of them. Something we love to see. Okay, let's take our first caller. Hello.
Hello, this is Owolape.
Oh, whoa! I
like the story you people make today, especially the man that is making that is a Ghana from Ofa. You know, that time, oh boy, Ghana plenty for football. Especially if you remember Nepa Oshogo.
Yes.
I can't forget that time. And I really greeted Remo Stars. I want it, you know, is the corruption. And all these governors, let them give all the individuals, let them give them chance to buy their teams. That is it. It's corruption. They are using it to campaign. If I tell you a story, you won't believe it. I was
verifiable story, no rumor. Don't tell us rumor. So if you don't have the fact, don't come and tell us that you have a story. Which story you have? Say corruption.
Okay, don't worry.
Which story
it's
you have?
corruption.
Just celebrate your Kwara United that are in the semi-final.
Of course, we celebrate. We beat Tinubu Rangers by the grace of God.
Okay, you are facing Rangers. The parents are out, eh? All right.
That's what I'm hearing from.
That's what because I don't know. I'm not sure of the parents. So unless I'm sure before I say it. Okay.
By the grace of God. What's the time for today's match for under 20?
I'm not. I think I glanced through it, but I didn't. I'm not too sure. You know, I'm not sure. We'll check it out and let you know.
I'm hearing 9 o'clock.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Owo. Congratulations to Kwara. You don't go.
Ken, I actually thought you were going to call me Oracle when I got.
You had 3/4.
But
you didn't get 4/4.
Don't you get present?
The Oracle
when you charge us where you buy kuli, you buy chin, right?
See, what you did
3/4. I got 3/4.
Jimmy, what you did was tubu. You understand?
I'm happy for Kwara United.
Yes.
Maybe they have not had a very solid season, but what they've been able to do with the FA Cup, also Abakaliki, Giant Killers.
Beat Eyimba. Beat Katsina United. Beat Nasarawa United. Go Abemuna clap for Abakaliki FC.
The Rice Boys. At a point they were complaining. Okay, some of these Ebonyi, indigenes, they were complaining about the name. They believe that the name of the club should be Salt City because they are called the Salt of the Nation.
Yes.
But the reality is they are more known for rice. And at this point, they are proving the fact that yes, as the rice is a staple food, so they are going to become most likely a staple club to be reckoned with in this country.
All right, let's take the next caller. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ken.
Mazi.
That's Mazi Okrafo from
the usual suspects are here.
Honestly, the combination of these days is sweetening. I think we are adding sweetening.
You know.
The Flying Eagles, our under 20, Flying Eagles.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be afraid because when I saw the stories that the Moroccans are going to parade their foreign players, I started laughing. I said, well, foreign players, there's no. The environment there and the climate there, that's the only thing. But they are all Africans. So they are Flying Eagles. They shouldn't bother themselves about the foreign players they are going to take to play them. And the thing is that, honestly speaking, the last match they played, you see, that 1 year, they have a lot to do, but they did not capitalize on what they had to make up. So they should sit up. What I'm about to sit up now, any chance they should allow it to go and put more energy in what they are doing. Because the Flying Eagles right now, they are the hope for now.
How?
Because not that we don't support.
Which hope?
We don't support our senior.
Mazioka, calm down, Joe. We sure say Flying Eagles is hope. We Flying Eagles.
The present one we are talking. We are not talking about the past.
Present one we are talking is we want to see if from this team we can pick 3, 4, 5, 6 players that will move up. You understand? Winning the trophy or whatever is just, and whatever. That is not the aim of having a youth teams. It's for them to grow into professionals and then come out and have a formidable national team. We'll calm down, not go for them. We didn't come out, we didn't call them, we'll go buy milk, give them. Yeah, still do this.
We pray. Good afternoon, Mr. Ken. and
Good
Mr.
afternoon, Mazi. Good afternoon, Mazi. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you. Mazi is one of our consistent callers and will appreciate himself, Owolafe, and all the callers from Kaduna, Abuja. We've not been. Somebody used to call us from the. I want to see that Kwara, Kogi. Okay, we have got calls from Lokoja.
Yeah.
As
It's
expect.
this-
Oshun,
like the spine.
Oshun, Ekiti.
Ekiti,
All
yeah.
this area.
Kaduna.
Una they watch this for afternoon. We've got calls from Kaduna, we got from the hills, we got from Delta,
Yeah.
we got from and so I want to see calls from Ondo, Oshun, Ekiti. I want you guys to tell us. On another club, another get team.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
let me just put this one.
Yeah.
In the time past, we used to have this top place match for
Yeah.
the FA Cup.
Yes.
Why was
yes.
this stop?
Yeah.
Yes. Why did this stop?
Yes.
There is evolution.
Ken, I don't even think it's about the evolution. We have struggled to put together the Federation's Cup.
Yes.
We are talking about third place match.
So we should celebrate what we have. We celebrate what we have.
I think most differently, Ikorodu City
Yeah.
already in the semi-final again.
Yes.
In top 4 place, I mean in Champions League place, position also to
That is a
possibly
new
make
club.
it. A new club.
Yeah, the same team.
Abakaliki, just like we have been saying,
Yes.
Abakaliki too. Getting into the semi-final,
Finals.
giant killers. Wow.
There's a.
Wow.
At least Kurodu City came into
So
the
if you have
top league and
maybe
moved on.
Ikodu and Abaka in the final, that
Yeah.
means Abakaliki and Ikodu could just be in the CAF Competitions Cup.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. That would.
That
see,
works.
Okay, Emeka. Let's go back. Let's go back to Aba because Emeka is reaching us. Hello, Emeka.
Okay, Alpha.
Yeah,
Alpha.
yeah, yeah.
Emeka. Yeah. Emeka, how are you?
After I'm still here.
Yeah, go on, speak.
Okay, I should go on and speak.
Yeah, talk to us now. You don't fear. We don't get you. Emeka, talk to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good morning. Good afternoon, Ken, and the
Good afternoon. Emeka, something is happening to your line. Because I can hear the interference, but your voice is not there. Probably you just try to call back. I know how difficult it is to get through, but when you do, like we say, either you kill off the volume of your telly, or you just stay away from it, and so that there won't be that interference. But this one, we're not even communicating. I think it was just going off and on the interruptions. So let's just take this. Let's just talk a little bit about football outside there. Barcelona consolidating. Even they have that match against Inter on Sunday, but in the league they are consolidating.
Good for them. Madrid, I don't know what has happened to Madrid this season, but for Barcelona, the fact that they are able to, bring a weakened side and they are still able to get results means a lot.
And they're almost going for a treble.
Against a
Almost going
regulated
for a
side.
Yes,
exactly.
They're going for a treble, not almost.
When you consider what happened
Three
with
of the
Arsenal,
teams are going for treble.
Okay.
Three of
Yeah.
the teams in the semi-final.
In the semi-final.
Yeah.
For
So
treble.
when you consider what Arsenal did yesterday,
Okay, PSG are going for a treble.
Yeah, they
PSG
won the league.
They won the league.
They are in the finals of the.
They are in finals of the Coupe de France. Yeah.
So I think Barcelona, they have really done well. Hansi Flick has turned around that team.
Okay.
Much away from what we used to have.
All right. Hurricane, the course is about to be broken.
Yeah, maybe you know the funny thing about the match yesterday. He was there on the stand.
Yes. And I want to show them.
No, he came down
Yes.
to join the celebration, and that goal went in.
And somebody, I don't know.
So
Twitter is there are certain streets you should not just dwell on. The moment Hurricane came down,
yeah.
and then they equalized 90 plus 4 minutes, whatever,
90
and they equalized. Somebody just tweeted that the course has struck. The Hurricane course
the
has.
jinx.
But this one, there is no how they will not pick 1 point.
No, they will.
And there is no way they're going to lose.
I don't see them
There is a 20
collapsing
points.
like-
There is a 20 goals.
between
Gathering
them.
61. I think 61 and 41 or something. Goals difference between themselves and Leverkusen.
I don't see them collapsing like as Leverkusen did in 2002.
That was monumental.
That was crazy.
He will get his maybe
He will get it, yeah. But it's good that
he needs to
it's delayed.
sweat for that
It's
trophy.
good that it's
So that they
delayed.
can
It gives us
win
something
they,
to talk
they,
about.
and they can win it at home. Yeah.
But left Hurricane does not care where that. He
Make
has
him
never
just
had that
let
feeling.
him just
He
win
just
it.
wants that.
Because like we said
So
last
what
week.
next? If he does win, what next?
No, but in the
Yeah, so he
no,
can build on from
At
there.
least
Build on.
Yes.
All right, Harold is with
Over
us.
30.
Hello, Harold. Hello.
Yeah. Congratulations, Remo Stars.
Congratulations, Remo Stars.
Hello.
Yeah, go on. We're hearing you. Go on, my guy.
Congratulations, Remo Stars.
Yeah.
Thank you, China, for bringing us back to history. He didn't mention clubs like Raka Rovers when he was analyzing
No, Raka was there. 78. 78.
Yeah.
Raka won 78. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy you remembered Al Fasalah Football Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you Salam?
Remember-
So that's what I'm saying. The final against Rangers in 76. I think 76 finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Raka Rovers 1978.
Yeah. I remember Charles Tete, the goalkeeper of
Charles Tete. Yes. Oh no, Harold took us back there. You mentioned that Raka Rovers won in 78. And then Insurance won in 79. That 78, I think that was the last time they play the zona, and then the three teams will come in. Because in the final at the National Stadium in Lagos, it was Bendel Insurance, Raka Rovers, and Rangers. And that was one of those why we said that Yao Avalanche, the then FIFA president, came in. Because that match between Raka Rovers and Bendel Insurance, it started about 7 p.m. in right there in the evening, and I tell you, under the floodlight.
You had the floodlight.
Under the floodlight.
You had the
Beautiful football. Beautiful Alabies and Tutor boys in 1978. Yeah, that match ended 2-2. 2-2. You can count how many corners, how many water. They were playing chess on the pitch of football. And great coaches, great footballers.
The floodlight itself just gives another
ambience.
Totally.
The floodlight itself.
Yes.
And those were the days. There was this accusation that NMB players were supposed to get into the team. It was just Rangers and insurance players that were making the national team because you had them plenty in that team. But the conspiracy theory
in 1978, when insurance won the FA Cup, when they invited players to the national team, the FA invited 12 players from Bendel Insurance.
Absolutely.
12.
The likes of Money Dafia.
That means the first 11 plus even the reserve.
They were that good.
They were that good. Because you don't know who you are going to drop.
So exactly.
It's like a Barcelona team is playing and then or a Man City team is playing at their peak. You remove one play. Okay, Chukwu is with us. Hello, okay, how are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, okay.
Yeah. They have not placed me on the spaces.
Yeah, see what? Hello, okay.
Yeah. Fine. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Oh yeah, we can hear you now. Go on.
Yes. I really appreciate you guys for the good job you are doing, bringing Nigeria football up again.
Thank you.
And I appreciate Remo Stars. Among all the government-owned teams. Yeah. Okay. Am I on?
Yes. You are clear. Go on. Very clear. You are loud and clear. Okay, you want to hear yourself. Don't worry. Kill the telly. Just talk on the phone.
Okay.
Yes. Talk on the phone. You are true to us here in the studio.
Remo Stars. Among all the government-owned teams, they came up and they become the champions of Nigeria Premiership.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to also reflect back and give us the news that happened in NLO.
Okay.
NLO is still part of Nigeria where we can groom players.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
Bring them up.
Yeah.
For we to have more happiness. Like I am the team manager of the police team in Lagos.
Oh, Oloba.
we are doing our best to see.
Okay. But how well are you guys doing in the league now? Are you in the top 3? Are you looking for promotion? Are you there?
We lost our 2 matches and they draw the 3rd match, but I'm believing that we do best. And then we still have this team We have one in Abuja. We have one in Oshu State.
Okay.
We have one in Uganda State. We call them Pareta. They're also doing. And you can see that police is also trying to make Nigerian football good by providing 4 teams.
Why can't you have one team? I remember there was a time that
I think that is NEPA.
NEPA.
NEPA is to doing those things. You have NEPA
everywhere. But it's okay if you have the police games that is from different angle, and that will give them opportunities for them to do that. I think that is good. Okay, thank you so much. That is a vital information for police teams.
And if police, they're giving us 2 Olympic gold medalists.
Yes.
I think we can ask for more.
2 Olympic gold.
Yes. Sunday Bada.
Sunday Bada.
Okay, the policeman, that is the one in 2000.
Yeah.
The one in 2000. Yeah.
I think that used to be the whole NEPA model. You have NEPA playing themselves.
No, Bada was in the gold winning team. NF York, NF York, Gazama, NF York, Bada, Tony Moye, Chumoye. So that they were in that team.
You know they got upgraded.
No. Forget
it. But they are good medalists.
They won the gold, and you won the gold.
Yeah, I won the gold.
And you brought the gold medal to this studio, and you won it. You touched it. You felt it. The closest you have been to a gold medal. An Olympic gold, though.
Okay, you are trying to say I'm not an ex-international.
TJ told you guys I'm an ex-international. TJ Bangida told you so.
No, you see, it is well.
Hello. All right. Let's talk Champions League. Two great games played. Inter versus Barcelona. Inter was fire. Arsenal PSG. What are you seeing? In the return legs. PSG Arsenal.
I stick with it.
Arsenal.
I said it right from second round. Arsenal Barcelona. Even with what has happened, Arsenal losing at home, I believe that they will find the rage within them, like Arteta did say, to really, really stun PSG, especially with the introduction now of Partey. In that midfield, you could see that the space
Partey
that
no plays today.
See, their minds basically is on the Champions League.
Okay.
And I fault Arteta for fielding so strong a team. I mean, you don't need to do that. You are draining them. You are not competing against Liverpool. Liverpool already has won the league. And now
they are dropping. City is just 3 points
That's exactly
behind.
What I'm saying. Because I mean, it's better. It's double jeopardy what happened yesterday.
Okay.
It would have been better to lose that game with a weakened side than lose with so strong a side. And at the end of the day, you lost the game.
Well, are you agreeing with me that it's Barcelona Arsenal final?
No, I think because of the Ousmane Dembele factor.
Ousmane Dembele.
Who might not be playing.
He will play. He's fit.
Ken, I think the guy is being rushed. I don't think he's match fit. He's being rushed. But I want to stick with Arsenal Inter final.
You want to stick with Arsenal Inter final?
Okay. Arsenal will find a way.
Ope can even say Arsenal.
No, Arsenal will find a way.
Okay.
See, he said something about Partey coming back, and for Inter now, their anchor man is Dembele.
The
guy is being rushed.
Ope is not under any pressure.
PSG.
He has won it. He has won it.
Okay, Newcastle has won this season. Okay,
he's broken the door. But I think, in all seriousness, I think PSG will be under pressure, and by the time Arsenal, I see Arsenal attacking them in the first 15 minutes.
And a quick goal will just settle it.
Their match plan will be thrown to the dustbin.
Are you talking about a team being managed by Luis Enrique? Or you are talking about another team that, whatever it is, that are going to where they are?
Ken, for Arsenal,
yes,
that match is a make or mark.
And for PSG?
No, PSG, no. For PSG,
yes,
it's normal for PSG to get to semi-final and lose out.
It's not normal for Arsenal to lose.
It's normal for PSG to get to the semi-final.
Both of them are tested one final, both of them are tested semi-final, whatever it is.
For this one, I think Arsenal will find a way out.
For this one, Ken. For this one, I know you don't like the sound of it.
Yeah.
But
No.
You don't like the sound of it.
I love talking points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're talking about the Bundesliga that Hurricane is.
Yes.
So
delayed,
if Leverkusen, if they fail to pick a point today, I think they'll be grand champions.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's look at
Sabalenka.
Sabalenka for tennis. Okay, we have a caller.
Okay.
Sorry, we have a caller on the line. Hello, Paul.
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, everybody there.
Are you an apostle?
No. I want to say something about Mr. Tinubu from Ogun State that called say that is 4 police teams playing the nationwide league one. Is that how it is supposed to?
Okay.
As I heard that in our league, no 2 teams owned by.
Maybe they're not playing together. You know, I think it is zoned.
Owned by government who will play in our division.
Yes, I think it is zoned. They're not playing against themselves.
This is four teams owned by our government, which is our federal government, playing in our nationwide league one. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Ownership. I agree with you. I mean, there is. But I think at the point, Cross River State
for the military,
if they have 36, 37, it's not too much.
Okay.
Now, the military have been known. They have been prominent.
No, he's talking about ownership. That you cannot own. You remember when Remo Stars and Beyond Limit, when you have to let.
They are not playing in the same location.
That is what you explained. That is what is right.
There is peculiarity. Because
let's listen to him.
Sorry.
Hello, Paul. Go on, please go on.
Nigerian police.
Yes.
Playing in our third tier league.
Yes.
So, but
no, we don't want to cut this call. Please, Paul. Oh my God. I think what he's trying to say is that an organization owning, even in Europe, whatever it is, we're talking about Red Bull Salzburg, we're talking about, and the rest of, Austria, and then we're talking about ownership. I think Man City and, is it a team in Girona, having the same owners and stuff like that.
The difference here is that they have a federal structure. So they can be representing different zones, locations, and still play as far as they are not operating within the same location.
That is what we are trying to look at what the law says. Because if it is in the NNL or the NPFL, you cannot do that. But we've seen where we're talking about Abia Warriors and Anemba, who are the owners and stuff like that. Aqua. But at least when Beyond Limits got promoted, they say, okay, fine, Atlant, come and take. You get it and stuff like that. Okay, let's talk tennis briefly. Sabalenka.
2021, 2023, 2025. Very gracious winner. It was a great game to see between the two of them. Sabalenka and Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff coming back, playing her best tennis. But Sabalenka showing why she's world #1. And she's been the most consistent since Iga Swiatek and Serena.
Serena.
It's good to see her.
Iga Swiatek, I don't know what's happening to her.
For Coco, the highlight of the whole tournament for her was that semi-final demolition.
1-1-6-1-6-1 of Iga Swiatek. Swiatek had the first 7 times they met, Swiatek beat her.
Exactly.
At the point it was 11-1.
I think Swiatek will have provided the most standout position in that final against Sabalenka.
I don't think anybody has that.
Sabalenka has started overcoming Swiatek.
No, on clay.
Yeah.
On clay,
okay.
She will have provided a more standout position in that final. I watched that final.
An absolutely complete player. No. Absolutely complete.
Against Swiatek in that final, she will have run into stormy waters. Because that final was much more easier for us.
Kasparov taking on Jack Draper. Who takes that?
He won Lagos Open in 2018. I remember seeing the then Governor Ambode, celebrating with him when he did win. And that was the first time he entered the ATP Tour 500.
The challenger,
he became one of the top 500 in the world. I feel Jack Draper is really, really doing wonders right now. He's going to become world #5 tomorrow. I mean, for somebody that has not won a slam and really doing well, I see him upending Kasparov.
Okay, for Miami Open.
Yeah.
Miami GP, sorry.
Miami GP. Verstappen for the win, but
for the win,
it's great to see Antonelli. The way the rookies are really coming up. The likes of Duan, Botuleto, Beerman. Antonelli is just.
You have not mentioned Piastri. They have to mention him.
No, he's not a rookie. Piastri is not a rookie.
Yes.
But I'm talking about the rookies, what they have been able to do, and also Antonelli getting 3rd on the grid. I mean, it's something good.
But that is qualifying.
It's more of best of the rest for the rookies.
What's really happened to Hamilton? Qualifying 12th.
Ken,
struggle with the car?
Changing cars, changing
teams, changing a lot of
things. I think
his
time is past.
No.
He needs time to adjust. He needs time to adjust.
There's something I don't like about
it.
This is what we were saying about Roger Federer then,
Yes.
before he did come back to win.
I win 3
Most
Grand
times
Slams.
when somebody goes down, at a point they say Djokovic retire.
Yes.
People are already saying that. I don't believe that something you have passion for, anybody should tell you when to leave.
All right.
Jimmy, it's not about passion, it's about results.
Can we use this conversation to round up?
So I feel Verstappen will win,
Yeah.
but it's going to be very tough for him. Antonelli, I see him also on the podium, and it will be a very great spectacle.
Can Hamilton come from 12
No, it's
to
not.
1?
Ken, I said it, and I'm saying it again. His time is past, and I
a
feel very to
miracle.
my
What?
God.
Walking
You're looking for a miracle. There doesn't seem to be one. I don't know where you're going to get that from.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Until we come your way again on Sunday, I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.